It's 12 noon. It's Friday, June 5th. The year is 2020. It's been one hell of a week. It's been one hell of a week. One hell of a week. And hopefully things will improve. But the week is over now. So, but here's the deal. It seems like we got a lot accomplished this week, right? The protesting, the looting, officers arrested, people put in jail, officers who put in jail charged with serious crimes that should have been arrested from day one. But it's almost like DJ View because I've seen this production before. How many times will they arrest these officers charged with crimes? In the very few convictions that the prosecuting attorneys are able to get against these officers, very hard to prove these officers' intentions were to kill someone. Whether it was a mistake, accident, in this case, in George Floyd's case, we know this was intentional by that officer putting his knee on his neck. But now they have to prove it. And you got to get a jury who agrees to also, you got to get a jury who also agrees that that's what happened. So, hold on, y'all. So anyway, the more we look at these types of instances, and we look at we're going to see the same thing happen over and over again. And then it would be nice to believe that, these officers would be prosecuted, arrested, and charged, and convicted of their crimes. But we just keeping it real, y'all. We know we got a rough road ahead. So anyway, it's been one hell of a week with all the stuff that took place. We're already in a bad situation because of the coronavirus. A lot of people are unemployed and out of work. Unemployment, barely surviving, and then all this stuff erupts. Donald Trump, of course, didn't set the right tone from the very beginning. The Minneapolis police was slow in responding to the crisis out there, if they responded at all, before everything exploded. All this could have been prevented. Have they immediately arrested the officer who put his knee on George Floyd's neck. But unfortunately, this all has drug out, and here we are now. Today is a rainy day in Georgia. It's raining out here. I don't know. I'm assuming it's raining downtown too. So I'm assuming that more than likely the protesters have decided to take a chill pill for the day. Is what I'm assuming. So it all depends. So I don't know. Makes you wonder. Where this country's headed. But what I don't like if we keep doing this over and over and over. It's like rinse, wash, repeat. This has been going on for decades. There will be more officers who will come forward and kill other black people, and more rioting will take place. They will be, and so it just continues. The cycle just continues. When does it ever end? When do we put something in place that can stop this type of behavior? No, it's kind of almost like these mass shootings we see where somebody grabs up an AK-47 or some type of assault rifle and go kill all these people, and everybody's protesting, yelling, and screaming the next day, and they won't, nothing becomes of it. Nothing becomes of it. Do y'all really think something's going to become of this situation with George Floyd? Really? How? So I just sit back. You want something to happen. You want something positive to come up. But it's all like I said. It's like I've seen this story before, many times over. This might be the worst rioting and looting we've seen, only because the economy is such a bad place, and a lot of people are financially in bad situations here. And also there was another faction of people out there who were, from the very beginning, set up these protests so that they could go out there and loot and destroy stuff and tear things up. And the protesters just got lured into the trap, not knowing what was going on. They think we just wanted to protest, and they've been protesting out there for days. You're going on 10 days. As I'm looking to see, today is raining. Are they out there still protesting? And sure, the mayor of Atlanta didn't put the city on lockdown. Curfew sent till Sunday. And is the curfew working? I don't know. It just makes you wonder, This city's got so much damage. You drive through downtown, it's broken glass. Broken windows. The glass is cleaned up now, but they just did some serious damage to a lot of hotels and restaurants and office buildings all up and down Peachtree Street. And you just wonder what are they going to achieve with this, what they hope to achieve with this. So, anyway, that's over with. Let's just see moving forward how things move forward with these police officers and their police brutality. And even yesterday in New York, they were in Buffalo, New York, a police officer shoved a 75-year-old man, knocked him to the ground, and he immediately started bleeding out of his ear, which was kind of foolish to even shove the man. It's just like, what are they thinking? What is their training like? Something's gone terribly wrong with these police officers. The training, I think police, I just firmly believe that a certain type of person is drawn into law enforcement or military. And these people tend to be very racially motivated sometimes. There are a lot of people who go into it because they want to be an authority figure over somebody, and they want to enforce their prejudice and racism on other members of society like black people, and they can get away with it. I think sometimes that plays a huge role in why we see so many incidents like this happen with these police officers. They need to be able to weed out these type of officers, potential officers who will come into the force with ulterior motives. And they have really been successful at that. From what I understand about Minneapolis police and police in many cities, but Minneapolis police I've heard are really bad with racism there. There have been incident after incident after incident, and they've not changed any of the culture in Minneapolis. So maybe something good will come out. But there's one positive thing that happened this week. At least positive to me. In Ferguson, Missouri, they were able to finally get a black mayor. Now, keep in mind, when those riots broke out in Missouri several years ago, over, I forget the young man was killed. I don't think was it Eric Garner? I can't remember. But anyway, there was a young man that was killed in Ferguson, Missouri. And the city of Ferguson was 60 or 70% black. But every political office over them and control was all white officers, white police chief, white mayor, white everything, because the black folks just drove out there, lived, and didn't participate. Now they are actively involved in voting, and they finally got a black mayor, and they have a black city council. I mean, they've made a lot of changes out there that should have been done years ago. Years ago, this should have happened. They should have never been living under those circumstances. And it took that young man's death to bring about some changes there in Ferguson. People get up off their ass, start voting and participating, running for political office. Like I said, they got their first black mayor. And if I look correct, that was about, 4, 5, 6 years ago, maybe? Maybe it was that long? I can't remember. I just remember all the rioting and stuff that took place there. This might have been the worst rioting we've seen in decades here in the United States. Probably some of the worst we've seen in my lifetime. But I don't think, I think we're going to see far worse one day. Because we tend to forget. And we go back to our normal daily activities. After all the marching and protesting subsides, people go on about their daily activities. Life continues until another incident happens, a year or 2 or 3 down the line from here. And then we're right back to square one. See, marching and protesting sounds good on paper. But when you got that many people involved, here's an opportunity to put something together that lasts longer than a protest. Put rules in place, put organizations in place, put people in place to monitor these police in their activities and hold them accountable for their actions. Like I said, once the marchers and protesters go back home and take a shower and rest their feet, everybody goes back to regular activity. This is like this never happened. I've seen this 1,000 times. I've seen this story before. And we still don't get nothing accomplished. Because now the energy y'all spent doing that mess, marching and protesting, could have been used better served doing something more tangible. All the marching and protesting done, we could have got something far more tangible from it. You know what? And got something accomplished. Where you have such a large group of people coming together. Because it's hard to rally these same people back up again unless somebody gets, So I've seen this so many times. Like I said, you want to hope something good comes out of it, but I don't know. I don't know. It makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder. And it just, I wish I could sit here and positively think, oh, yes, some change is coming. No, I'm 50 years of age, y'all. They've been marching, protesting since I was in my a teenager. I've seen stuff dating back to the 70s, when I was a little kid. What has come of any of that? What has become of any of it? What has positive come from all that marching, and protesting, rioting, loot? What? What have we achieved? Nothing. Because we had achieved something, the situation would not have happened in Minneapolis. See, the marching and protesting sounds good on paper, and it looks good on TV, and it sounds exciting. We gonna go protest and march. But at the end of the day, nothing's accomplished. No rules are put in place. No organizations are put in place. No nothing is done. Just the city tore up. So I just wonder, look, I just sit back and watch. I had some friends come and said, we going to march and protest today. I said on Friday night, y'all getting off from work. Go protest. And then y'all realize that y'all should have knew that earlier in the week. And I always ask people this question: are you registered to vote? Do you participate? This election is taking place today. The final day of early voting is today here in Georgia. Did y'all vote? Are you registered? That question always gets brushed away like, we ain't voting. They don't do no good. Okay. But anyway, I'm about to get off this computer, make me some breakfast and see what's going on. I see y'all president saying something on TV. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. So, anyway, today it is Friday, June 5th. The year is 2020. I think I said June. I hope I didn't say May 5th at the start of the video. Kind of woke up late today. Yeah, but I wish I could sit here and believe that something positive will come out of these protests. I really do wish. Mayor Keisha Bottoms saying, yeah, things are going to change. Really, Ms. Bottoms? Okay. Well, we shall see. Let's be a little optimistic. Well, ain't nothing changed in the past. Now the protesters are going back home or home after the rain their asses out there. They might be still out there today. Who knows? It's raining out there. But we'll see. Anyway, let's just see what happens. Anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. Enjoy your Friday.